Man, that is going to be a slobber knocker of a game right there.
In all my time, I don't remember somebody scoring 4.
Yeah, it's fine. I use the word jetapult. It's actually a word. People don't realize it.
Right.
Good try. No soup for you.
Trey, go get you some wax beans and
Come back, soup to the deli, I know.
yeah, go get you some wax beans and
Hey,
have
Trey,
a good day, man.
thanks for coming.
First downs for Central Clay for 1, 2, 3, 4 quarters. Roll call with a spidget.
Roll call. A spidget.
Spidget.
A spidget. That is throwing it way back, my friend.
Man, that's back when you had your vehicle in the best
knew you were
jam
gonna bring
system
that
in the
up.
world, man.
That
LL
is,
Cool J.
LL Cool J, rock the bells.
Oh my goodness, man.
I had to throw that one way back, man. Riding around in
Got it right.
the Mazda RX-7 with the jam system on up and down 231.
yeah,
You had to cruise through. Now this is in the early, not early, but late 80s and early 90s. You had to cruise through Burger King and circle around Food World and come back up. Then you may have to go over to McDonald's. Then you may have to go to cruise through Hardee's. That was the 3.
That's it.
That was the
On
3
top
run
of,
throughs.
Beanie Genright kicking us out of every one of them,
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man.
And you turn the radio up as loud as you could. And try to get everybody's attention. Try to get all the girls to look that way.
That's right, man.
Well, happy Mother's
Happy
Day.
Mother's Day.
Welcome
Heck yeah.
to Sports Chat with Neal and Wally. All you mothers out there, it's your special day. I sure enjoyed celebrating with my mom and my children's mother, Michelle. And it's been a special day. And just Wally and I want to wish everybody, all you mothers out there, a special Mother's Day today. And not the best of weather, but
Yeah,
but
I
you know, it was storming this morning, getting ready for church and all. But that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. What did y'all do? Anything
Yeah,
special?
we went to church for Mom and Dad,
Yeah.
and they gave a little soap gift that Amy Ward gives out, and did some dedication to mothers. We had a good time, and then we went to Sisters and ate.
You bet you were in and out of there, weren't you?
Oh my goodness,
They
man.
sell some food out there.
Good
bro.
gracious, it was good. But Holly had a good time, and it was just lovely, man. We
Good
were
deal.
talking before the show,
Yeah.
something memorable about your mom and stuff.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I remember more than anything, and I mentioned this at church because my dad said, "You want to say something about your mother and
Yeah.
what you remember?" My mom was cooking, man.
On
Well, just it's weird, how time changes. Now
Yeah.
everything's so fast paced, but
Yeah.
a lot of mothers back in the day stayed home all the time, and just those good home cooked meals, man. My mom,
man, my mom could cook too, man. She still her.
salmon croquettes to this day.
Oh, my
is
mom.
just,
Yes, same deal, man. My
love those
mom
things.
cooks. My mom and my aunt Judy cook that for me on my birthday usually. Salmon croquettes.
Man, my mama can do it, but we love them, and it was just a good day.
It was. It was. What? Have you recuperated from last night? Wally and I had some major, big time entertainment down in Dothan, Alabama last night.
Neil, I'm still on a high. That was. Yeah, let me tell you a little
Come on
secret.
with it,
I
man.
got to tell you a little secret about Neil and I. I brought this up years ago, doing something. Neil's like, we need to stick with the sports stuff.
Yeah.
But he came out of his shell and said, and reminded me last night that I went and snow skied with him down in Denver years ago.
Out in Denver, not down
in
in
Denver,
yeah.
right out across from Denver. And Neil was a super trooper last night. We had a good time.
It
And
was.
I'm going to tell you something. Again, it was something of our youth that
It was. It
you know,
was.
it's. I don't want to say it's a dying sport because it's not. It's still popular in some areas and stuff.
Right.
But at that time when we were watching it,
It was huge.
It was huge. It was king. You didn't have Facebook. You didn't have internet, and cable was just coming out. So you were just glued to Channel 4. And you watch those matches and stuff.
Yeah.
So getting to talk to those guys was. I can't wait to watch it. I mean, that's all I got to say.
It is, and we had some fans down there. It was really neat.
Oh, yeah.
Met
Bulldog Johnny.
Bulldog Johnny and his family was down there. We met some fans out of Dothan because a lot of Troy cable customers in the Dothan area.
Oh, yeah,
so we
did.
met some Dothan people, and we were able to hang out and talk to our ticket winners, Adam Brookins and his family, and they seemed to be having a blast, and that was awesome to be able to give that to Adam and his two sons and his dad, and to see them buying wrestling masks and,
Oh, yeah,
and
it
sitting
was
in the
good.
front rows the way they were and having a good time, and those smiles on Adam's two sons' faces were priceless.
And he got
That was priceless.
autograph and a picture with
Jake
Jake Snake and
Yeah.
stuff.
So-
But you know what tickled me more than anything, and I know Dr. Hicks and Dr. Judson Edwards, which was down there.
Yeah.
The old women. When I say old, I'm not saying you're old, but man, they get into it. This one woman had something she was holding up the wrestlers.
No,
Telling them,
don't go by that quick. 'Cause I wanted to elaborate on that. There was a lady. She had to have been 70,
maybe older than that.
maybe 72, 73. She had brought a notebook. I'm just talking about a 99-cent notebook from Walmart, an old school notebook, and a magic marker. She would scribble something on the pad, flip it up, and hold it up in the air to tell the wrestlers something, and it was hilarious.
It was.
She wanted them to know. And you know what my great invention for everything is? I always wanted to be able to have a notebook and write something down and put it in the window to somebody I was mad at on another car. Like, get over, get out of the way.
Exactly.
Quit passing me 13 times. Use your cruise control or something, But this woman was hilarious. She was holding up her signs from the back row. She was serious. She wanted every wrestler to read what she had to say. It was so funny,
Oh
man.
my goodness! And then I tell you, Blake asked me this morning who was some of any surprises or whatever, and we had most of the wrestlers like Jerry Stubbs, Charlie Platt, the
Old school.
the old school were there, but we were real gracious. Dennis Gale let us interview a couple of the ones that are now on the circuit, and one of the heels, he was a jerk to us. His name was Ryan North, and it kind of just startled Neal and I because we were trying
to shake his hand, introduce
he
myself.
He was a jerk, and then I laid into him. But you'll see it. It's a lot of fun. And then at the very end, you got a real special treat. The supervisor did make an appearance.
He did.
And beat up Bulldog Johnny, stole his
Belt.
and put it on. So poor Bulldog Johnny lost his belt to the supervisor.
Man. We had fun. We had fun. It was really fun. That was, hey, it was worth the trip down there to see all those legends, and some of them we were not able to interview because they were just bombarded
exactly.
with signing pictures and some of that stuff. But we got a bunch of them, and we had a good time.
We had a good time.
And
There's a lot of folks there.
We were able to interview some classic referees, some stuff that you want, and we hope you stay tuned. Right after this show, those interviews from Dothan last night and our special from Dothan, Alabama, Continental Championship Wrestling Legends. It'll air right after this. And it's about an hour and 7 minutes long, so we may end this show just a little early, so that we get it in a 2-hour time frame. But stay tuned. You're going to get some funny laughs and be have a good joke on that because it was great entertainment.
Hey, can I say one thing before we go?
Yeah, man, go ahead.
I don't know if this was recorded because we were talking to him a lot before we actually hit it. But we asked one of the referees. We were talking about the Houston County Farm Center being so hot because there's no air conditioner in there, and the guys refereed everywhere. You will not believe where he told me and Neal the hottest place that he has ever stepped foot and about died in because it was so hot.
Refereeing.
He said Charles Henderson High School,
Troy, Alabama.
He didn't know.
He didn't know we were from Troy. All he knew that we were Sports Chat with Neal and Wally. That's all he knew. He said Charles Henderson High School in Troy, Alabama. That's the hottest place I've ever officiated.
And I remember those days, Coach Gillen and
Ronnie Gillen bring those wrestlers.
Yeah, and get those old bears and stuff. But anyway, it's a great program, family oriented. So
it is.
If you want to see it, please do. It's something you can't miss. It means a lot to me and Neal.
Yeah, we had fun. Stay tuned right after the program and check it out if you wish. And I hope you do because it's funny. But hey, let's tell everybody who our sponsors are real fast before we dive into the local sports and some other sports. The Old Barn Restaurant in Goshen, Alabama. Go see them. They had a huge crowd at lunch today too. Turner Moe and Blake Turner, 465-0600. Blake is doing an outstanding job around the city of Troy and around the outer edges of Troy and branching out. He's had to hire some help. His business is rocking and rolling. If you want competitive prices and the best job in town, he will take extra time on your lawn and care. Call Blake Turner with Turner Mowing. The Alabama Real Estate Connection behind the helicopter right across the street from Burger King in the White House. Go call Tina and Toby Adams, the Charles Henderson Athletic Foundation, Southern Animal Hospital and Pet Resort, the Crease Agency out on 231 next to the railroad tracks, the Pig Cafe with Mr. Yanni, and I'm going to give him a shameless plug. I need to go try Francesca's on the square.
They say it is good. And my piece of folk art's there, too.
Wednesday night, Thursday night, and Friday night.
That's all I hear. Hey, I see your folk art piece.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Mr. Yanni got it going on. Two restaurants now. Crows of Brundage, All-Star Collision, Jones Medical Supply, Health Actions, UPS Store, Hook's Barbecue, Southern Roots Restaurant, Marco's Pizza, Troy Eye Care, Stone Cold Heating and Cooling, Preston's Steakhouse, Pike County Ford, Mama Goldberg's on the Square, Road Mart, Troy Bank and Trust, the only bank you'll ever need, Glow Boutique on the Square, Birds, Drugs, PS Fault Furniture, Flo's. I ate at Flo's last week. Incredible hamburger.
Those
For
hamburgers
lunch.
are good.
Guess who was in there eating with me?
Was it Hank Williams?
Hank
Jr.?
Williams Jr. had lunch with me.
Oh, I guarantee you, I know.
This
who
is
it is.
this is going to be Coach Ponder calling
Oh, it
in
is, okay.
from the 3A state champions. Coach Ponder,
Yes, sir.
how are you this evening?
Doing good, man. How are you doing?
We're doing good. This
Hey.
is Neal and Wally. Before we even get started, I want to give you a humongous congratulations for the accomplishment of what you've been able to do over at Pike Liberal Arts in Troy. Back-to-back 3A state championships, Coach. That is incredible, and congratulations.
Well, man, I certainly appreciate it. Thank you very much.
That's right. And Coach, we're so glad you called in. Just give us a little feedback. What did you tell the Patriots to get them to a point that they could compete and beat Morgan 2 out of 3 in a series that everybody had projected to be lopsided for Morgan? What did you tell them, Coach?
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, man. You know, this the first thing we had to do is get our kids to understand what they were up against, and you know, we had you know, just a ton of respect for Morgan Academy and the athletes and the baseball players they had and what they had been able to accomplish. So,
Yep.
you know, that was the first thing we had to do was get our kids to really respect their opponent, and they did. And you know, then you know, always the tough part about when you go into a series like that, the tough part about it is sometimes it's hard to get your kids to understand when you have a game plan. You know, our game plan, we understood the entire time. You know, once we won the semifinal series, we had a coaches meeting, and we understood the entire time that we were going to try to make it a 3-game series.
Sure.
And you know, if you don't want to tell your kids, hey, we're going to lose game 1, but you've got to have them prepared. You know, struggle a little bit, but at the same time, be ready to play in game 2. You know, because
Right.
game 2 was the most important game for us, and our kids bought into our game plan. And I'm gonna tell you what, it couldn't have the way we laid it out, man. It couldn't have worked out more perfect than it did.
That's incredible. Wally and I both watched it, and it just couldn't be prouder, Coach. That's just a incredible feat. And I know this team right here means the most to you right now, but I can't. And there they are on our screen. We're showing your team right now. And Coach, being a newscaster, a sportscaster, and sports questions, I have to combine last year because you can't discount the fact that you've won back-to-back state championships. So, and that's just a feat that not a lot of people don't win a state championship, Coach.
Well, yeah, you're right. You're right. And you know, it started last year. And honestly, you know, if you think about it, it really started 2 years ago. You know, we've been so incredibly blessed at Pike Live with the kind of kids that we've had and the sort of success that we've had. Because, like you say, you know, it's not an easy thing to do. And you know, to have been there 3 years in a row and to have won 2 of them, you know, we couldn't be any more blessed than we are. And you know, for our kids, you know, the senior class has been there 3 years in a row. And
Coach,
you know,
we're showing. Coach, we're showing you.
You know, winning it last year gave them the confidence that they come back and do it again. And I'll tell you, man, these kids going into that series, you know, these kids just didn't think that anybody could beat them in a 3-game series. And that confidence is something you don't see very often, especially when you're playing up against a team like the one we were playing against.
That's awesome. And we're showing your seniors right now on the screen, Coach, and what an awesome group. And that is Trevor and Clay Barron, Tristan Carter, Cody Hollis, Jade Sykes, Max Copeland, and Chandler Golden. And what a great group of seniors right there. And boy, they played their tails off, didn't they?
They did, man. And I'm gonna tell you, though, you can't talk about when you talk about the word team. You won't find a group of more team-oriented kids than that group of seniors. You know, it didn't matter what the situation was. None of them ever wanted the glory. They all wanted it for this team. And, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. You look at somebody, you take somebody like Trevor Barron. Trevor Barron played second base for us all year last year. Well, we needed a catcher this year. Trevor said, Coach, I'll catch. So he was back there all year for us. He did an unbelievable job back there. I mean, he's, when you've got guys like that, and everybody that you named, man, they're all the same. They're all the same, man. They're in it for one reason. They want to see each other be successful, and they understand that when that happens, it makes for a great team. And, we had a bunch of selfless kids this year. And, like I said, we've been very fortunate because we're not flashy. If you come watch us play, we're not a flashy baseball team. We just find a way to get the job done. And that's a direct result of our senior leadership.
Coach, I'm going to tell you what, y'all are fast.
Good gracious heart.
I mean, everybody that comes through the lineup can slam run. That's one thing I noticed that didn't get a lot of press through the year, but your team speed was really incredible. And that's
yeah, we did have some team speed. And, our point of emphasis all year long, and especially against Morgan, was just don't strike out. Put the ball in play.
Yeah.
Put some pressure on them, and let's see how they handle it because, when you've got a team like Morgan, when you've got all these, you've got D1 kids at almost every position when you look out on the field, there's not a hole. You say, well, they haven't had a lot of pressure on this year. Let's see how they handle it. And we were able to take advantage of some mistakes that they made, some mistakes that they probably didn't make all year long. And our speed had a lot to do with that. When you put the ball on the ground and you run everything out and, you make every play close, eventually that's going to make them start rushing a little bit and get rid of the ball a little bit quicker than they might want to and lead to a few mistakes. And, like I said, we were able to take advantage of every mistake, pretty much every mistake they made in that 3-game series.
And you sure did, Coach. And also, and I know we're talking about how fast they are and how bought in your players were and how good they played, but you just can't discount excellent coaching. And I want to pat you on the back. You did an excellent job. I know you had a little stretch right there in the middle of the season where adversity set in and y'all lost a few. And for you to be able to rally the troops and get the boat headed back in the right direction, that right there amplifies coaching and the direction that you're able to aim your team. And you need a pat on the back for that, Coach.
Well, I appreciate that, man. When you go on a little skid like we did in the middle of the season when you lose 5-6 games in a row, we always use those as teaching moments, even though you don't want them to happen. You kind of see at those moments, you kind of see what kind of character you have as a ball club. And, we explained it to our kids all year long, no matter what happened, that if we would stay together, if we would stay as a team, keep playing as a team, and keep working hard every single day, that no matter what our record was, we expected to be there at the end of the year with a chance to win the state championship again. And, like I said, man, I won't discount that. I've got a great staff, man. I've got a great coaching staff. It's a nice thing to have when you're able to run 5-6. When you've got 5-6 coaches out there helping you run practice, it makes everything a lot easier. And I would put my coaching staff up against anybody in the state. And, when you're able to do that and you've got a group of kids that buy into the plan that you teach, it makes the game a lot easier, it makes your job a lot easier.
And Coach, this is Wally talking. I told everybody that I knew the actual person that won the game was your first base coach, Lund. He is my son's roommate. So, but I tell you, he's a great coach, and I love watching him on first base. He does a great job.
Well, Wally, I'll tell you, man, we just, we're blessed every year with young kids that want to come over and coach with us. Chandler is one of them. I really like Chandler as a player. He played at Macon East Academy, man, and he was the one that was always talking. He was always keeping his guys in the game. I love the way he played the game. He played it extremely hard. So when when he came over, a couple of years ago and said, Coach, man, I want to get into the coaching profession. I want to come over here and just help you guys. I said, absolutely, man, come on over. And I'll tell you what, he's been a great asset to our program. And you got Peyton Egbert, who came over and helped us this year, another young kid. I mean, these guys are energetic. They do whatever you ask them to do. They want to learn. They're hungry to learn, and they love it. And like I said, man, we've been the last couple of years we've been very blessed with these younger kids wanting to come over and learn and help us out. And they've made a huge difference in our program.
That's awesome, Coach. Before we let you go, and again, thank you so much for calling in. It means so much to our show and the listening audience for head coach of the state champions, Coach Alan Ponder, to be called in. But right before we let you go, Coach, I want to congratulate you on something that happened a couple weeks ago again on being inducted into the NAAPS Hall of Fame, and that's something that you always have a notch in your belt, and you should be very proud of that.
Well, and I appreciate that, man. I'm gonna tell you, I've been very fortunate. This league and this organization, the AISA, it's been good to me, man. I played in it. I played at Lee Scott Academy. I was very fortunate as a player, and just to be able to coach in it. I mean, it's a close knit group over here, and like I said, it's given me a lot. It really has. It's given me a lot, and I've been very blessed to be a part of it. And and like I said, the Hall of Fame. I mean, it's a great honor. It really is, and I'm very appreciative of it. And I had, as a player, I had great teammates. I've been surrounded by great people, and that makes a huge difference. And I appreciate it. It's a very good honor. I'm very humbled to have received it.
Well, thank you, Coach. And Coach, they're telling us we're up against a commercial break. We got to go. But again, thank you so much for calling.
Coach.
And good luck the rest of the school year. And enjoy your summer.
Will do, Neal Wally. I appreciate you guys.
All right,
Yes,
have
sir,
a good one,
buddy.
Coach. Talk to you later. We got to get commercial break. We'll be right back with you and wrap up baseball. What you got, man?
Man,
What's wrong with this thing?
I done wrecked my kayak, man.
What'd you do? Run into a weather buoy out there?
Yeah, I ran into one of those
Out in the
weather
Gulf?
buoys. Yeah, I sure did, man.
Unbelievable, man. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do about all this?
I don't know,
Look
man.
how cracked up it
I got to
is.
go
Hey,
to see
man,
that
you have
lake.
any insurance?
Ma'am,
Insurance?
I don't have any
He
insurance.
should have went to Crease Insurance Agency out on 231 and got him some insurance. Now he's got to pay cash money for this kayak, doesn't he?
Yeah, he sure does.
Listen to the beach worker right here. He's got to pay cash for his kayaks. Visit Mike Crease, the Crease Agency, the only insurance agent you'll ever need. Man, what's that noise? What are you doing with that air conditioner heating unit?
Neal, my air conditioner went out last night, and I tell you what, I watch YouTube, and I know how to do all this stuff now.
Look, Wally, this could be really dangerous, man. You need to call Matt Johnson with Stone Cold Heating and Cooling, 268-0917. Licensed, insured, and bonded. You need to call Matt Johnson, Wally.
Hey, Neal, what does this red thing do?
Don't pull on the red wire. That could be dangerous, man. What'd you do? Don't pull on that red wire. Good gravy. Now you've done it. Call Matt Johnson with Stone Cold Heating and Cooling.
Neal,
Man, what have you done?
man, I done messed
The
it
wind
up.
got caught in that umbrella.
Man, I can't. Oh, no, here she
Hey,
comes.
man, you again? You already crashed my kayak yesterday and got an insurance claim about drowning in the surf earlier. Now, what happened?
I don't know, man. What, are you injured?
Yeah, I might have to call Jason Jones. What's that number?
You gonna need a splint?
A splint and some oxygen.
Call Jason Jones at Jones Medical. He's gonna need a splint for this injury on the beach. 566-1002. Medical injury at the beach. Can you believe it? Man, what are you doing that pine straw down here in my Jap maple orchard?
Oh, Neal, man, I'm going to have your Japanese maple orchard look like Augusta International, baby.
Man, if you want your yard to look like Augusta International, you need to call Blake Turner with Turner Mowing, 465-0600. The grass is starting to get green. Everything's starting to bud. My Jap maples are all blooming. Call Blake Turner with Turner Mowing, 465-0600. Oh, my God.
Hey, Neal, man, need some help, man. I watched Point Break last night with Patrick Swayze.
What happened? Here comes the lifeguard.
Same guys, yesterday you already wrecked my kayak and got an insurance claim.
Are you okay?
Man, I think I
You
pulled
pulled your leg
my
muscle?
leg muscle.
You're going to have to go to Health Action to get that worked out with physical therapy. Give them a call, 670-5435. Health Action's in front of Hook's Barbecue. Man, I hope you're okay.
Who's that? I've never heard that before.
You don't know?
Mr. T. Mr. T. Wait. Yep. Mr. T. Oh my God! You've got to be kidding me. Well,
Mr.
Mother's
T.
Day, man.
Mother's
Come
Day,
on, man.
okay.
Mother's Day. Treat
I
your
got
mother
you.
right. Come on.
I got you. Well, again, we want to thank Coach Alan Ponder for giving us a call and telling us about the 3A state champions, the Pike Level Arch Patriots in baseball, back-to-back 2018-2019 Patriots. Wally, they were able to beat an undefeated Morgan Academy team. Morgan Academy came into the series 29-0. They beat Pike Lib 13-1 in game one. So coming into game two, they were 30-0. 30-0. Pike Lib wins the next two games to win the series, best two out of three. And now, they said Morgan had 4 Division I recruits, athletes, going on to play Division I, 4 guys, and one of those 4 could be drafted real high in the Major League Baseball draft. But in Montgomery at Riverwalk Stadium, it didn't matter about the individual talent. It was we're going to play better as a team because it's a team sport. and we're going to beat you as a team. And that's what Coach Ponder was able to get out of his kids. And that was exciting to watch. And I enjoyed every at-bat and every game. I really did.
It was.
You knew a lot of those kids. They played with Noah.
Noah all those years.
Yeah.
Tristan and Cody, the Barron boys. I mean, they're kind of like family. I was telling Dr. Barron the other night at a baseball game, you're so happy for them, man, because all the years we've played baseball, you always want to come out a champion and win your district and state tournaments and stuff.
Right.
And a lot of times we failed second place on a lot of them. So to see them get that next level, man, it's good.
That is. It is.
It is really
And
good.
they're Troy boys.
Oh, yeah.
So, that's great. And since we're finishing up Pike Liberal winning the 3A AISA State Championship, nothing more fitting than to go ahead and give away the Marcos Player of the Week right now. Now, I know.
You ain't talking about who it is, so I'm going to try to.
I'm not. I know that Chandler Golden was the MVP. And that's who the AISA tournament directors and tournament chair committee and all that, they gave it to, Chandler Golden. And hey, he pitched a well of a game that last game. 7 strong innings, had them off balance. Good defense behind him. He just played great, pitched great. He finished game 2 on the mound. And rightfully so. He was any one of 5 could have been the MVP. But they gave it to Chandler. But I spoke to some guys that were at each game and watched each at bat and watched the fielding and everything, and it come down to this: pitching, fielding, and hitting. Holt Steed, all 3 games was level, just constant. Holt Steed was constant the entire tournament. And so he is our Marcos Player of the Week because of his consistency. Even the game they got beat 13-1. Holt Steed. Holt, and that's twice this year he's been our Player of the Week. Congratulations, Holt Steed. You win a Marcos one-topping large pizza. Give them a call. Tell them you're the Sports Chat with Neal and Wally Player of the Week and pick up your one-topping pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations, Holt. Again, I'm going to say it one more time. Pike Liberal Patriots, the 3A AISA state champions, back-to-back, 2018 and 2019. And one of our sponsors, Dr. Steve Barron, his twins are seniors this year, so that was a huge accomplishment for them. And that was something special. They'll never forget that the rest of their life.
And I tell you, I was so glad Troy Cable actually broadcast that game.
Yes.
Man, there was a lot of folks watching those games, especially
They did.
that third one. But I tell you now, I got up. I don't know who they must have been Morgan folks, was blasting, some stuff. Made me mad. I was wanting to go over there.
You mean typing on Facebook?
Yeah, I don't like that stuff, man. That made me real mad. But anyway,
Don't let them bother you, man.
It was a great avenue for Troy Cable to be there and to bring all 3 games.
All 3 games live. What other city has I'm talking about a 20,000 population city, comparable to Troy, Alabama, can bring live sporting events like Troy Cable brings to the audiences in their cable area.
Oh,
it's
man.
incredible.
Even about rec ball.
That's right.
I mean, we got live rec ball.
Again, congratulations to the Patriots. Baseball moves on, and public baseball now getting ready to head to the state championship series. We'll be right on that in just a minute. But right now, we're at a little segment where we use our funny Facebook picture of the week. And we may not do this every single week, but if Wally sees something funny, or if I see something funny, and we think it's show worthy, we're going to pop it up there. And this week, we ran into one. What do you think, Wally? Yodelay.
That's pretty good.
I thought that was good, too.
Well, I thought our producer was going to put that Auburn thing up.
No, he didn't like it.
He didn't.
I didn't like it either. I
You
didn't
didn't
get
like
involved in that. But
I thought it was
we're not putting Auburn, Alabama jokes up there.
That
This
was
has
like
got
a
to be
good one.
This has got to be legit funny,
That was good.
or we're not going to do it.
That was good.
Oh man,
Well, man, we got to talk a little spring football, don't we, bro?
spring football, man, and I'm gonna tell you
What
what.
we got?
Well, Friday night, Carroll of Ozark went over to Beauregard and had a jamboree, and in the varsity they played Harris County out of Georgia, and they played Beauregard. And they played extended quarters instead of halves. The varsity played 15 minutes against Beauregard, and they played 15 minutes against Harris County. And Carroll of Ozark tied both games, 7-7 and 7-7. And Austin Mitchell had a touchdown run in the Beauregard game, and in the Harris, in the let me hold on. This is Austin Mitchell, Harris County, and somebody had a long touchdown run in the Harris County game. I had it wrote down, I thought, but anyway, Les Peralt had put it out there for us. But there was two different guys ran 2 touchdowns, and but 7-7 for Carroll. But the main thing to bring out of the Carroll Eagle Jamboree was the Eagles were run heavy again.
Again, they've been run heavy for the last 4 or 5 years.
They have, and successfully run heavy. But that's what I brought out of the Jamboree Friday night for Carroll of Ozark was they going to run it down your throat again this year. Be ready. We're going to run it and try to stop it. It's a beautiful thing. I enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah.
Producer David Doty's telling us we're up against another break. We got a few more spring football things to talk about. We'll go to a break. We'll be right back.
Wally, what are you doing in that Mustang GT 350 out here at Pike County Ford?
Man, I'm about to buy this sweet ride and hit 231 and put my fuzz buster on there, bro.
Man, you gonna need a fuzz buster in that thing. Is that a 5-speed manual shift?
Yeah, it is.
My
5-speed like a
God,
race
what
car, man.
Sweet ride. Look at the clutch, everything, man. Hey, up to $5,000 more than Kelly Blue Book value on your trade-in. Come see them at Pike County Ford. They're dealing. Wally, what are you doing at Roadmore on 231 in Troy, man? What are you doing with that tire?
Oh, Neal, I'm going to put some 25s on this bad boy.
Oh, Lord, 25?
Yeah.
They even make 25? Hey, they can do specialty rims at Roadmar here in Troy, Alabama. They also do brake work. They can change your oil, anything under the hood here at Roadmar on 231. And they can even give Wally some 25s for his rim. 566-3413, Roadmar on 231. Good morning, everybody. This is Neal from Sports Chat with Neal and Wally. It's time for my morning biscuit. I want you to look how big that biscuit is. I'm gonna put this butter on that biscuit. Came from the Pig Cafe out on North 3 Notch. Go see Yanni, get you a real biscuit. Hey, Wally,
Hey,
what you got there?
where'd you get that biscuit at?
This is Pig Cafe on North 3 Notch. Where'd you get that?
Oh, man, 231, one of those big box chain stores out there,
Man,
Neal.
look
They
at
even
that.
got a paper straw.
Man, look at the size of that little thing. Look at
Good
it.
gracious.
I'm about to put butter on this. Is 3 times the size of
I
that.
should have gone see Yanni.
Go to the Pig Cafe on North 3 Notch or call them for catering 334-770-0134. Get a real biscuit.
Don't want a wimpy biscuit.
Wally, where you been, man?
Neal, I've been across the street
Good
over
Lord,
there.
what are you gonna do with all that?
I was across the street over there. The line was out the door, man. And I saw the UPS store, so I thought I'd come in here and see
Well,
if
I'm
I
glad
can
you
get
came to the
mail.
UPS store. Crazy.
Welcome to the UPS store.
Unbelievable.
Let me help you with that.
Dude, look at this, man. Can you help him mail all this?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Good deal.
I'm
Hey,
packing everything for you.
Grade A customer service at the UPS store. Give them a call today, 566-9470. Don't go across the street. Go to the UPS store for all your copying, printing, and shipping needs.
Hey, Neal, what's going on, brother?
What are you doing with that wood?
Oh, man, my neighbor's out of town, so I'm going to fire me up a barbecue pit right here.
Wait. I don't think this is a barbecue pit.
Yeah, it is a barbecue pit. I'm hungry, man, so I'm going to make some barbecue.
Haven't I told you, call Hooks Barbecue, 808-8008 for all your barbecue needs. Go through the drive-thru, get you some ribs, get you some barbecue. What are you doing at James Sparrow's house? This is not a barbecue.
I think it's a barbecue grill.
That is not a barbecue grill. All your cater needs when your family comes home, 808-8008, Hooks Barbecue. They'll handle all your barbecue needs.
Some people call me the space cowboy.
How about that?
That is,
Don't even act like you don't know.
that is Duran Duran.
Yes, you got it. First try. Look at that.
Man, you know who that is.
Ready?
Steve Miller Band, brother. Steve Miller Band.
Steve Miller Band.
Hate I didn't go see them in Montgomery.
I know, man. Well, it's sold out.
Sold out.
I said it sold out real quick. That's good stuff. Dropping it back to the 80s, 70s, and 80s there. Troy Cable Spring Classic football is coming up. Charles Henderson plays Wednesday at 6, I think. Anyway, the Troy Cable Spring Classic will be right here in Troy at the Veterans Memorial Stadium Wednesday through Saturday. You want some good high school football, he's over there at the end of the day. Enterprise has got Park Crossings Friday night in Enterprise, and that'll be Rick Darlington's big debut. Now, I heard they had the blue-white game. I read a little bit about the blue-white
And
game.
we talked to their play-by-play announcer.
We talked to their
last
play-by-play announcer last night, and said they're running the old wing double T, and hiding the football, and the quarter. You don't know which running back the quarterback gives it to, and That worked for old Darlington down in Florida. We'll see if it'll happen in Alabama. It should be interesting. But Park Crossing's coming to Enterprise Friday night. And also the Hoover and the new Dothan Wolves will also play Friday night. Saturday, May the 18th. And that'll be at Rip Hughes Stadium Saturday. And so the Hoover Bucks will play in the Dothan/Northview Wolves. The schools are not officially combined yet, so we're still calling it Dothan/Northview Wolves. But that'll be Coach Smitty Grider's debut. And so maybe a lot of Dothan people looking to see how they can stack up against a powerhouse like Hoover with a combined athletic venture. They got to be a lot better. If you take 22 starters, right? 22 starters from Northview, 22 starters from Dothan. That's 44. 44 can't play. So you're narrowing it down to the best 22 out of best 44. It's got to be better.
Got to be better. And they're lucky that they're going to be able to play in the 6A
this year. Then they
classification.
Yeah.
And then next year they'll go up.
To get their feet wet, they get to play 6A. You're right. Yeah. But the talent on the field will be better by default by combining the schools.
Oh yeah.
You know, but it'll be a big. I think it'll be a big time program down there. But hey, we got some moving on out of.
Got some baseball
That's
to talk
right.
about, Neal.
That's right. High school baseball.
I wanted to congratulate Brantley. They beat Sweetwater and will play in the 1A state championship tomorrow night against Mars Hill.
Now they play. Is the public schools playing at Riverwalk as well?
They are. I heard they are playing at Riverwalk. I don't know if something's wrong with Patterson, but
or is it just an upgrade? I don't know.
Okay. In 2A, GW Long beat Thornsby and will play the 2A state championship. They will play Westbrook Christian on Wednesday. In the 3A, Providence Christian beat Gordo, and they're going to play Piedmont on Thursday for the state championship, and that's going to be a tough game. Boy, Piedmont, I think they go there every year.
It seems like it, don't it? They are a baseball school, that's
exactly.
for sure.
And again, these are not our local schools that I'm about to mention, but it's just newsworthy.
And just because none of our local schools happen to make it that far in these classifications.
Okay, 4A Brooks is playing Sipsey Valley, and 5A Springwood is playing Briarwood. 6A Coleman is going to play Chelsea, and in 7A Bob Jones against McGill Tulin out of Mobile.
Yep.
So that's your high school baseball wrap. What we got on the softball side of things, Neal?
Well, the regionals are wrapped up now, and a lot of our local programs made it to regionals, whether it was in Montgomery or Gulf Shores or whatever. But the regionals are now done, and the regionals are pretty much what I know as state qualifiers.
Yeah.
Because you got to do real good in your regional to make it to the state tournament, which is coming up. And we'll go over most of our schools in the Troy cable viewing area are in the South region, which was in Gulf Shores. So let's cover that. And rightfully so, we'll start with Charles Henderson since they're the home school. Charles Henderson started out the regionals down in Gulf Shores, Wally, by beating Jackson with a huge win over Jackson. But on the second day, they fell to Satsuma and to the Tallahassee Tigers and were eliminated, and they're not going to qualify for state. But good season for Coach Robin Snyder and the crew, and a couple of girls are moving on to play college ball. So that's a good deal. The two teams out of the 5A South region that state qualified were Satsuma and Rehoboth. It seems like Rehoboth state qualifies every year, but Satsuma and Rehoboth were the two 5A South qualifiers. And Rehoboth was the region champion, 5A South region. Brantley and Kinston both qualified out of the 1A South regional. Brantley was the region champion, and they're moving on to Montgomery as well. And that was also down in Gulf Shores, but that was 1A. In the 2A, down in Gulf Shores, Ayrton and New Brockton were eliminated. They had their losses and did not state qualify. But Laverne and GW Long were the South 2A region qualifiers. What an incredible run by Laverne.
Man, they are on it this year.
They sure are, and they qualified for state. So congratulations to the Laverne Tigers for the 2A to be playing in the state tournament this year. And GW Long, of course, they're predicted to win the whole thing again. They won the 2A last year, and Savannah Wood, big-time pitcher. And their other big-time player that smacked all those home runs down at GW Long is committed to play softball at Troy.
All
So
right.
we'll get to see her play at Troy. And I can't call her name right off the tip of my tongue, but she's a heck of a player, and Troy's going to be lucky to get her. In 3A, the Pike County Bulldogs were eliminated in the regionals, but in 3A, in our viewing area, Geneva and Wicksburg qualified out of the 3A South region, and Geneva was the South 3A champs. And in 4A, did you have something on
Well,
4A?
I was going to ask you, where are they playing the state
Montgomery.
games? You know, for some reason, when
At
I was,
Lagoon.
Okay, I was talking to somebody up in Oxford last year, and they were trying to get a bid to do all those state games.
You know,
Oxford,
that's a long way to go. I think Alabama High School Athletics is trying to stay central on that state. Now, Oxford might get a regional. All these games I'm talking about were in Gulf Shores.
Yeah,
So
I knew that.
Oxford
yeah.
may have held a regional, an East regional or something like that. In 4A, Ashford and Andalusia were eliminated down in Gulf Shores, but Dale County and Alabama Christian both qualified out of the 4A South region down in Gulf Shores, and Dale County came out as region champs out of the 4A region. Nothing in 6A, but in 7A, Enterprise was eliminated by Auburn. So big run by the Enterprise Wildcats, but they're out. They will not attend the state tournament as well. So that's pretty much a wrap on the softball. So we got a few teams in our area going to state, and congratulations. Laverne Tigers, big time.
And we're going to take one more commercial break, and we'll come back, and we're going to talk about Troy Rec Ball and some things we're going to get on our show about rec.
Good deal.
Right back.
Man, what in the world? You just dang T-boned me right here. What in the heck? Playing with fidget spinner? Wally, did you have a wreck?
Mr. Wally?
Man, this girl right here is playing with this fidget spinner, texting on the phone and T-boned me right here in the parking lot. I was about to go pay my speeding ticket.
Right here at the police station?
Yeah.
Well, luckily at the police station, we can just call All-Star Collision 808-8822. Are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm sorry. Can I have the fidget spinner back?
Yeah, you can have
Please,
it.
Mr. Wally.
All
Thank
she's
you.
worried about is a fidget spinner. Call All-Star Collision for all your accidents. 808-8822.
You gained donuts?
Moving on up to the big time. What's going on, Monopoly Man?
Oh man, Neal,
You got money going everywhere.
I have bought up every bit of Troy, Alabama, but I'm missing a few spots right down here. Who can I call?
Man, you need to call Toby and Dina Adams at the Alabama Real Estate Connection. They'll let you finish buying all of Troy and Pike County. They're the best agents in town. They will work the hardest to get you the best deal. Give them a call, 566-4765. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. Hey, they're dealing at the Alabama Real Estate Connection.
Roughing the kicker. Roughing the kicker.
What kind of call is that? You can't see nothing.
Yeah, I
you can't
can.
throw a football flag in a basketball game.
Yeah, I can.
You need to go get your eyes checked, like for real check.
Where at?
Troy Eye Care, 566-7172. Troy Eye Care on Highway 87. Don't be calling basketball unless you get your eyes checked.
Well, hey there, Mr. Wally. How you doing?
Doing well.
Good. How'd you get in here?
I better not tell you.
Uh-oh.
They don't even open till 4.
Well, I'm waiting to hear Mr. Lenny Traver play, and I'm gonna get me one of these bad boy steaks that they won an award for.
Best steak in the state. Also, best catfish awards a couple years in a row. Hey, my personal favorite is the fried shrimp and the cheese grits. Also, not mentioning the cheese biscuits that come out before the meal. You're gonna love that.
I know.
And a little live music, like you said, Mr. Lenny Trawick, you can't beat it down at the old barn in Goshen, Alabama. Come see them.
Come see us.
Oh, Wally, what are you doing back here?
Oh, I'm steaming the sandwich.
That thing's hot now.
I can tell.
Hey, they serve hot steam sub sandwiches here at Mama Goldberg's in Troy, Alabama. And you will burn yourself on that steam. Hey, they got Rice Krispie treats, double doozy chocolate chip cookies, regular chocolate chip cookies, cakes in a cup, chili, potato soup, you name it. Great atmosphere. They have bands on Thursday nights. Come see them at Mama Goldberg's for a hot steam sandwich, Wally.
I can tell you.
Troy, Alabama.
What kind of techno? Who's that, man? Herbie Hancock? No. I don't know.
Talking Heads, man. Talking
Wally.
Heads. Everybody's watching
I'm
this
sure.
show
I'm sure.
knows that was
Yes.
Talking Heads.
I'm sure they did.
Burning down the house.
That wasn't burning down the house.
Well,
If you would have played Burning Down the House, I would have said, Talking Heads.
Talking Heads, yeah, baby.
Well, that was some kind of mushroom smoking techno.
Wasn't it? Just Talking Heads, man.
Unbelievable.
Okay, all right. Hey, Troy Recreation.
Little rec update.
Okay, before I get into some of these games, we are going to get Dan Smith, which is our rec director of Troy Recreational Department, and we're going to get David Dickey on here probably, maybe 2 weeks from now, so they can tell us what's going to be going on with district and state, because I know we got at least 3.
And John Hudson may come on.
And John's going to come on too.
He's the district director.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, let's get John on here too. But anyway, we'd like them to talk just a little bit about host families and stuff, because we didn't get to do that last year, and Dan Smith can fill everybody in because they desperately need host families. I've done it. You've done it before.
We enjoy it.
It's a lot of fun. I mean, you're not having people spend a night with you, but, you're there at the game, and if they got questions about the city of Troy or where they go eat, that's all you'll have to do. But it's a lot of fun. But we'll get them on here and talk about these tournaments coming up. But I was going to give an update.
Before you get going, I got to get something funny. My daughter, Sydney, is keeping the scoreboard over at Franklin Field for the youth baseball.
Yeah, our league.
She always texts me and says, "Daddy, you got to hear some of these sayings that these coaches use on these kids," and it's the funniest thing. I got a couple of them. She sent me 10 of them, but I got 2 or 3 on the tip of my tongue I wanted to share. There was a ground ball went between the kid's legs, and the coach yelled out, "It's called a ground ball because you put your glove on the ground."
That's got to be Adam Brookins. It's got to be.
And then another
What's
one
the
was
other ones?
the kid standing on third base, and he's not in a ready position, and the coach yells out, Get ready. You look like you're standing in line at the cafeteria."
That could be Dax Few.
And then there was one where I guess the count was probably 3-0 or 3-1 or something, and they knew a strike was coming, or the ball went right down the middle. Just a perfect strike, batting practice strike, and the coach yelled out from the dugout, "Man, that's like dessert. You got to eat that up, man. Come on."
Well, I tell you,
I just had to get those
man,
out. Those are funny.
Sydney and Addison Bryan, they do such a good job, and they
love
have
it,
to
man.
take so much punishment and heat from us coaches, and especially my handwriting, because I fill out the lineup card for Coach Bobby.
Yeah.
And Sydney get on.
They can't read
She
it.
did. Coach Wally needs some help here.
Well, give us
But, okay,
I hated to interrupt you, but I've been meaning to talk about that a couple of weeks now, and I forget.
All right, well, let's talk about pre-minor teams first. Pre-minor, man, the Braves are 11-1. The Rockies are 8-3. The Marlins are 7-4. So that looks like 3 teams up there. We only got 2 weeks left. There's 2 weeks left in the season. Rangers are 5-5. The A's are 4-7. Angels are 3-8, and the poor Twins are 0-10.
Twins gonna get one this week.
Twins gonna win this week. All right.
You heard it here on Sports Chat with Neal and Wally.
Farm League, Cardinals 10-0. Good gracious, boy, they popping. That's a tough division to have a 10-0 record. Dodgers 8-2, Nationals 7-3, Phillies 6-3, Astros 6-5, Red Sox are 5-6, the Braves are 1-9, Orioles 0-9, and Twins 0-9. So not good.
Got to do some work.
All right, and then the league that we're in, and Dixie Youth, one Blake and one I coach.
Right.
Phillies, that's Adam Brookins. He's 9-3. The Dodgers, which is Dax Pugh, he is 8-3. The Braves, Coach Bobby, we're 6-4. But we're gonna win this with these two.
So you got to bump y'all up.
It's gonna bump us up. The Brewers, that's gonna be Nelson, Coach Nelson. He's 5-5. Coach Steve, one of our sponsors, he's 4-6, and then Coach Brian.
Luke's team.
Luke's team's the 4-6, and then Coach Brian 0-11. But he had the expansion team.
Yeah.
So
He'll be good next year.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be real good.
Gotcha.
All right, and then 2 more. Dixie Minor, the Dodgers 11-0, Rockies are 9-2. The Angels are 6-5, Twins 4-7, the Giants 3-7, Braves 3-8. Astros 2-9.
And now the high school kids are done.
They're done, and they're starting to play. And they're the 15U, and the Phillies are 1-0. The Royals are 1-0. The Brewers are 1-0, and then the ones that have not, We got 1-1 and 0-1. The Rangers 0-1, Red Sox 0-1. So that's what we got right now. What about our softball? Those funny names.
On the softball side, the Angels, the Tigers are 10-0. The Vipers are 6-4. The Patriots are 3-7, and the Lady Braves 1-9. They're gonna get them this week, though, I think. And the Darlings, the Misfits are 8-2. The Maniacs are 5-5. The Pride is 4-6, and the Diamond Divas is 3-7. And the Ponytails, which is our league that I help with, and we are combined with the Laverne. The Laverne 2 is 5-1. The Crush, which is Coach Jimmy Sellers, is 7-3. Laverne 1 is 4-2. The Sharks, which is us, is 5-5, but we had to take 2 forfeits because we didn't have enough girls to play.
I see a tie down there too. What happened there?
Yeah, that was with the Laverne team. David Dickey said the kids were having to stay out too late for a school night because we were like in the 10th inning, and they just called it a tie.
10th inning.
So yeah, I mean it was a heck of a game, but the education first, safety, education. I mean it was getting late. It was really getting late. So I thought he made a good call calling it. But anyway, She-Hawks 3-8, Laverne 3 is 0-4 in a tie. The Sweeties. Ladybugs are 4-2, the Pride's 4-2, and the Dixie Chicks coming in at 2-5.
If I coach
All Stars is right around the corner.
If I coach softball, you know what my team?
What would your team be?
The Windshield Smashers.
The Windshield Smashers.
Yeah, home runs.
Unbelievable.
That's what I'd do.
What about the Bad News Babes? You know who that is? That's Steve Barron.
Dr.
Steve Barron, yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something about Doc Barron real quick before we close up. When Noah and was playing with Trevor and I helped him coach, they always asked me because I'd bring a lounge chair, and I still do. Everybody makes fun of my lounge chair out there.
Yeah.
Anyway, Steve would do the minor league teams. Yeah, I mean we were like the Mud Hens one year and the Snakes. I forgot one team.
Yeah.
But he would do the minor league teams.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Real quick before we take our last break, college softball. Alabama loses to Florida in the SEC championship out in College Station last night, 2-1. Wally and I were in Dothan at the wrestling event, but my wife watched it, said it was a heck of a game. And Lorenz, the big hitter for Florida, was able to come through. And Kelly Barnhill pitched for Florida last night. And from everything I saw in the highlights today, it was just too much for Alabama. Now, thinking down the road, Kelly Barnhill can be had though, because Alabama swept her this year in the regular season. So don't be down and depressed. Auburn played well. They made it to the semis before they lost to Florida 3-0. They beat Tennessee and Missouri early in the SEC tournament. And Troy, they went to the Sun Belt Conference tournament out in San Marcos, Texas, as a 2 seed. Had an incredible year and went 2-0 in the Sun Belt tournament.
I thought sure they were going to win that thing.
Oh, man, I did too. But anyway, they're holding their breath. Selection committee tonight for the girls softball. See who makes it to the Super Regionals and moving on. And we'll take our last break of the night. We'll be right back.
Hey, you want to eat your cornbread? Well, leave the customers alone out here at Southern Roots. It's all you can eat. All you can eat cafeteria style. Come out here to Southern Roots, go pay, and get your own plate. Sir, I'm sorry. Wally's trying to eat everybody's cornbread. Southern Roots, all you can eat, cafeteria style. Every day at lunch, also on Thursday and Friday nights. Hey, what are you doing in the surgery room at Southern Animal Hospital Pet Resort? I'm about to circumcise this dog. Man, don't circumcise that dog. Let Dr. Steve Barron help you with the spade and neuter process. Give him a call. Southern Animal Pet Hospital Resort, 770-1838. You got to be a medical professional and board certified to perform these kind of dog procedures on surgery. Give him a call. Southern Animal Pet Hospital Resort. Hey.
Mr. Neal, is this the crazy guy that does the sports show with you?
Yes, it is. Wally, what are you doing up here at Globe? How long has he been up here?
He's been up here for like an hour, and he hasn't moved, and he's scaring off the customers.
Wally, I know you said you were going to Globe to get Holly a birthday present, but you're taking this a little bit to extremes, don't you think? Acting like a mannequin? We're going to have to call the law. Come to Globe for all your needs. Up on the square. Globe Boutique.
Hey, Neal, how are you today?
I'm good. I want some of these chicken nuggets. Well, I want them down here at Crows and Brundage. Wally, what are you doing in the kitchen at Crows and Brundage?
Oh man, I'm trying to steal the secret sauce recipe.
Man, they're not going to give you the secret sauce recipe. Put that sauce back. Patsy, now he's got the sauce. Unbelievable. Come see them at Crows and Brundage. Hey, they got fried okra, catfish on Friday nights, wings, honey barbecue wings, any kind of wings, and the best chicken nuggets in the world. Come see them. Crows and Brundage. Thank you.
Wally, what you got there? Hey, man, I'm fishing for sharks, dude. A cane pole and wigglers? Oh, heck yeah, man. When you wear deep south apparel, you look good, you feel good, you can fish good. Well, I got on deep south apparel. What you got? I got a big shark. Could be Charles's cousin with a cane pole. Call Pete Van Horn, Deep South Apparel. Look for him on Facebook. Deep South Apparel. You might catch a shark. Wait a minute. You break it? It broke. Broke. The shark broke the hook. We're going to get him next time.
Man, that's my music right there. Outfield, baby.
That's it. You were all over that one.
Man, I saw them in Dothan, Alabama. They opened up Night Rangers back in 1986.
You're kidding. You saw them in concert.
I saw.
Did they have any popular songs when they played?
Yeah, that one. They had come out with their new album, Bangin'.
Yeah.
Bangin' on my heart. But yeah, they opened up Night Ranger.
That sounded like Richie Stewart's song when you did that.
Bangin' on my heart. I saw him on Facebook.
I know. Did you listen to that song?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
You kind of sounded like his song.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, Richie's talented. Him and Blaine were musically talented now.
Real musically talented.
Real musically talented. Major League Baseball. We're done with the fixing to be 1/4 of the way done with Major League Baseball, and starting to heat up outside, and bats are starting to heat up in Major League Baseball. In the American League Central, the Twins are 25-4, and the Indians are 20-18. Tampa Bay 24-15, and the Yankees 24-16. That's in the East. And let me tell you something. Here come the Red Sox. They started out terrible, and now they're getting hot. So watch out for the Boston Red Sox right there. In the West, Houston is 26-15, and the Anaheim Angels. Unbelievable. The Angels have been really bad here lately. But they got Mike Trout, who's probably one of the best players in Major League Baseball, and they have creeped into second place. They still a losing record, 19-20, but still enough to be mentioned here. In the National League Central, the Cubs are 23-14, and Milwaukee is 24-17.
Cubs gonna win it again, man.
Cubs winning, you think?
They're strong.
They're strong. I don't know if they can beat Philly though in the divisional series. The NL East, Philadelphia 23-16. And my Atlanta Braves coming in at 20-20. I don't know if they won today, but they were playing Arizona.
Probably didn't.
You don't think so? Old Freed was pitching. He was hot now.
It wasn't.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Braves are 20-20. And in the National League West, the Los Angeles Dodgers are 26-16. That's who the Cubbies got to look out for. Philadelphia and the Dodgers.
That's James Sparrow's big team, Dodgers. That's the biggest Dodger fan I ever seen in my life.
They got one of the best teams money can buy. They ain't got no budget. Just
Hey,
spin.
You know, I was.
There ain't no salary cap in Major League Baseball. You just pay them whatever you want to pay them.
You know, we both, you and I, we listen to John and Barry a good
Yeah.
bit in the morning time, and they were talking about Tampa the other day is the lowest paid players
And just about in first place.
in first place.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy. isn't it?
Incredible.
AL East. And, we'll take a quick call right quick. Sports Chat with Neal and Wally.
Yeah, I just want to know how Wally's still on the show after I heard the supervisor fired him yesterday.
He did. I had to rehire him. If you stay tuned in just a minute, you're going to see supervisor showed up down in Dothan last night and fired Wally.
Yep.
I mean, how you let that happen?
I'll stay tuned and I'll check it out.
Stay tuned, man.
Thanks for
stay
calling.
on. It comes on right after this. Hey, good note right there. Right after this,
Who the heck was
I don't know, but they knew what was going on, didn't they? Wow.
Good gracious.
But yeah, right after this, Wally and I interviewing the wrestling legends down in Dothan. Continental Championship Wrestling last night down in Dothan. We had a good time with it, and
I can't wait to watch it because we hadn't seen it yet, man.
the supervisor showed up last night and fired Wally. I had to call him and get him back. I didn't know he had fired him. He fired him without me knowing it.
He did do that, man. I went to the restroom, and next thing I know it. Please escort.
Yeah, NBA playoffs. We don't. If you've ever noticed, we really don't get into the NBA on this show, but it is a major sporting thing. I'm just going to say this: Golden State wins it all, even if Durant's ankle is bad. That's why NBA doesn't enthrall me. I can pick the winner. That easy. If you'd asked me at Christmas, I would have said Golden State Warriors. You know, because they loaded up. Coming up next, Continental Championship Wrestling. Neal and Wally interviewing the staff, some singers, and some wrestlers. We had a good time.
Great time.
I think you'll enjoy it. Stay tuned. Thank you for tuning in tonight. And congratulations to Holt Steed, Marco's Player of the Week. We'll see you next Sunday night.